I've got a deal that you cannot pass up. Today it's all about burnt ends. And I've got a deal to tell you about that is for real. I don't know about you, but these look absolutely amazing. And I do have something really cool to tell you about if you like cooking on a pellet grill and you like new pellet grills. So let's get to it. Let's go. We turned the grill on. What I wanted to tell you about is a special that ZGrills is running. It is called Reward Crowdfunding. You might ask yourself, well, what in the heck is Reward Crowdfunding? It's a way that the company can invest some of their profits back into the consumers so that they can help market their product even better and reward you by giving you free grills. The how is what you may be asking. Super simple process, easy program. You buy your first grill for $777 as an investment. And then 5 years later, all you have to do is pay shipping for your next grill, and the continuing of 5 years forward, or every 5 years, you pay that shipping on the next grill that you'll get. So that shipping, what if you don't want to pay the $100 shipping fee? Well, if you're near a pickup center, guess what? You can go pick yours up and save the $100 and you don't have to pay that $100. Who would you recommend this program to? Any of your buddies in the neighborhood, just like where I live, that likes to do smoking and grilling just for fun, or even maybe minor competition barbecue? You never know. That's who I would recommend it to. Maybe it's your father-in-law. You want to get him a gift, maybe get him into the program, or your son-in-law, or a good coworker or a friend that you know. Now, who is ZGrills? Well, they've been around as a company officially producing grills since 2016, but it began years before that, and some really cool innovations in their OEM products. What this video is going to cover is a full recipe of how to make my Asian smoked burnt ends using a pork butt, and introduce you into ZGrill 700 series and their new reward crowdfunding program. I mean, why wouldn't you want something like that? To be able to get something back from the company for your initial investment of $777. Their craftsmanship on their grills, they've thought about everything. And you know what? I tell you what, they're really budget friendly for the quality build on every one of their products. It's a win-win situation when you get into the reward crowdfunding program. We're gonna load her up. I got a little bit of pellets left over from last cook, but we're gonna add in some of their signature cherry pellets. Get that out of there. Now let's get the temp set on our ZGrill. Set this bad boy to 250 degrees, because you know we're making some burnt ends. All right, we're at 111. Let's go get our pork ready. Now let's take a whole pork butt. That's for good luck. You know we got to do that. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you right here. There's a bone. Let's get it removed. It's not as hard as it comes across that it is. Just take your knife and you're gonna run it alongside of the bone. It's gonna take a hot minute, so don't go get your cup of coffee and wait just a minute. Or you can be patient and just keep running your knife along the bone, just right inside there. Okay? Now it works better with a boning knife, but mine wasn't sharp and I didn't feel like sharpening it. So I'm just using my regular chef knife. And just keep running your knife along the top part of that bone. Some of you might be asking yourself, why did I do it this way? It seems a little complicated and hard. Really, it's not hard. You just follow the meat and separate it from the bone. I like to keep it intact instead of multiple pieces. That way it turns out to be better burnt ends for this particular recipe is why I did it. There we go. See how we start getting the separation? So if you can see right inside there, I got a lot of separation. You just got to find your way around that bone. All right, so you see that right there? That's what you're gonna buy when you go into your grocery store or to your butcher and they give you a boneless pork butt. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna get rid of this dog hair right here. And that one right there too. To make burnt ends the way that I like to out of a pork butt, you're gonna cut them into strips. Okay, and we're gonna see what we end up with. Because I like big pieces. Just lay it out, see what you got to work with. So you see that right there? And that right there? That's where we debone the pork butt. Those are two big meatier pieces. So that right there is something to work with. These are gonna be a little bit too little. So we're just gonna set those aside, and then we'll just cut big pieces. And so we don't want these little ones right there because that'll be an uneven cook. Now these aren't supposed to be perfect and square. And all of this leftover stuff that you see right here, we'll make some ground up pork with that. All right, so let's just cut big chunks. Just like that. See how that comes out? That looks pretty right there. Next step is really, really simple. We're gonna take all the pork and we're just gonna put it in a bowl. So here you see all that pork right there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit of extra virgin olive oil and just drizzle right on like that. And then I'm gonna mix it. Because the reason that I'm putting olive oil on the pork butts pieces is so that I can coat seasoning on every part of the pork. Now the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some Cajun seasoning and some ginger, heavily season the pork. I want you to look at how heavily seasoned that is. Then we're gonna throw in some ginger. We're going down with a little Asian flavor. Just mix-a-roo with your hands, really good. So that's a perfect example of how it's seasoned really well on all sides. Now let's take all of this pork out to the Z-Grill set at 250 degrees, and I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about reward crowdfunding program. So let's go. So let me tell you how this thing works. Of course, I'm holding my pork. We're gonna get it on the smoker. You buy your first grill. Then you buy into the reward crowdfunding program for $777. And then every 5 years, you get another grill. So we're at 2035. And then another 5 years, you get another grill. And then in another 5 years, you get another grill. And then another 5 years, you get another grill. And then another 5 years, you get another grill. Another 5 years, 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 another grill. So that means you're getting 11 grills really for the price of one. The only thing that you've got to do is pay the shipping on each grill. It's definitely a deal that you don't want to pass up if you want a new grill every 5 years. It's not something they're going to offer forever, so you need to act now in order to get this deal. 11 grills. All you gotta do is pay the shipping, man. I like a new grill. I don't know about y'all. Stuff wears and tears if you smoke as much as I do, man. I'm on this thing all the time cooking. So don't pass this deal up because it's a deal you can't refuse. And I'm just gonna be honest with you, this deal is for real. All right, we're back inside. We're gonna make some sauce. I wanna add just a touch of soy sauce. And don't worry, this full recipe is going to be listed over on my website. Garlic. The secret weapon, in my opinion, is Filipino ketchup. Sesame oil. A little bit of sriracha. Honey. Ooh. I'm just kidding, I won't do that. Generous portion of brown sugar, generous portion of butter. Stir that around. Bring it to a boil, then we're gonna simmer it for just a couple of minutes, and then we're gonna pour this over the pork. So we're at 150 degrees. Let's cut all these off of the pellet grill. I had to have a little bite. Now let's go sauce these bad boys up. Hey Aaron, just wanted to let you know we forgot rice vinegar. All right, now, I'm thirsty. All right, let's take that sauce, pour it over. Now you might be asking yourself, why didn't I do it directly in the pan? I want to make sure it's all coated. Then we're going to go back in the pan. It may seem like a pain in the butt. Man, I'll tell you what, the reward is worth it. To make sure the burnt ends are coated really, really good. Right back in the pan. Put a lid on it. Go back out to the Z-Grill. All right, let's see what we got. Look at that. All right, we're gonna let that go for a hot minute. 15 more minutes, uncovered, 225. You might be asking yourself, why should I be a part of this reward crowdfunding program? Well, it's simple.
You got another grill?
That's right, baby. I got 10 more coming. Z-Grills. I tell you, the build quality is second to none. I'm telling you, this is the way you should go. So here's the finished product. Man, I tell you what, this is an Asian style of burnt ends. Man, I just want to squeeze one to see what happens. Man, they just fall apart. So here's one of the bigger pieces, if you like, burnt ends. So the magic thing here is to just taste it. Oh man. You get the sweetness of the sauce, you get the smokiness of the pork, and that can really only happen using a good quality pellet grill from ZGrills. It's versatile. You can control it from your phone using Bluetooth or wireless. If you want to get a new pellet grill about every 5 years, the reward crowdfunding program just might be for you. Man, you can make amazing pork butt burnt ends just like this. The reward crowdfunding program just might be for you. I want you to look at that burnt end. All right, thanks for watching, you guys. Be sure to click the link in the description to check out this program. It just might be for you.